the stream. Goodness me. Hello, everyone. We are sponsored by Don't Nod, playing Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. We're going to play a couple hours of the game. I've heard some very good feedback on it. The art in it is fantastic. So we're going to check it out. The break is over now. 10 ads have started. It's okay. We have to open the game and everything anyway. You can't hear me. You're in ad hell. What are we going to do about that? But yeah, this game came out on June 8th. It's available on more than just PC. Let me double check the list. PC/Steam, Nintendo Switch. On June 22nd, it will be available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. So, if you click on the panel below my stream or on the link that's in the sponsored command, exclamation point sponsored in chat, then it will take you to some more information. But let's get this game open. Let's start playing, shall we? Oh, Moeka's played this game. Moeka's played this game a lot, apparently. Oh no, it went on the wrong screen! Ma'am. Thank you. This game contains sensitive themes pertaining... Oh. I'm gonna reopen it. Let's try that again. I missed your warning, game. I want to see it. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay on that screen. Nice! This game pertaining to family relationships and loss. We encourage you... Oh, it went away so fast. Warnings need to stay up for longer. Yeah, it said there's complicated family relationships and themes of loss in this game. If we would like to put together a warning list for the people. No, that's not it. That is it? That is it. Okie dokie. Video. Yep. Yep, sure. Yep, sure. Audio. Voices. Mustard. Okay. Dodger screams, of course. They have to be on there always. Yeah, I believe that there's some, there are, like, deities in this game. We have some sort of, like, a spirituality to us, like clairvoyance. And depending on how we utilize that clairvoyance, it changes the path of the game, I believe. So it looks very interesting. Let's hop in. And let me know how the audio levels are. Oh, Laszlo. Stop calling me Laszlo! Not found. Sci-fi, let's go! Yeah! Welcome back, Polly. God, the animation is so nice. Everything looks the same, but it feels so different. I dropped my bag in my old room. It's been 10 years since I moved out of this place. 5 since the last time I managed to come back for holidays. Oh, so we've come home. When I was young, this island felt so small, but now I'm realizing I was wrong about that. It's not small. It's just that I was growing up. I had my own ideas. I needed some time away, alone. Back then, it felt like all the space here was meant for other, more important people. And by people, I mean my mother. Ursula? She's always been so purposeful. I know that Ursula is like a perfectly normal name. I can't be the only one, though, that got like tainted by The Little Mermaid. And now anytime somebody is named Ursula in a thing, I'm like, are they a baddie? And not like a cool baddie, like a mean baddie. She's always been so purposeful, so dedicated, so focused. She casts a long shadow. The Naiads? Is that what that says? Now I find myself stepping back into the place where we lived together for so many years, the Naiads. A big residence, open to all, filled with artists and creatives. Lots of places like this in Portland. The backbone of Alma, the surrounding neighborhood. Or at least it was. With Ursula gone missing, the place feels empty now, almost abandoned. I decided to go straight to my mother's room, to the heart of the problem. Everything looks familiar, and everything feels strange. I hear a sound, and some instinct freezes me in place. Nobody's home. The noise emerges from somewhere inside my mother's room, a heartbeat, and a gentle pearl-like rattling, a soothing sound, a call, a name whispered, chanted. I feel compelled to open the door, and... Oh. You stink. You need a bath. Oh, dang. Where am I? The world around me, I've never seen anything like it. An endless panorama, a limitless horizon. My head spins. And there, looking at me like I'm an old friend, is a girl. She seems surprised, as if my presence was a shock to her.
Didn't see you there. Take your time, Sprout. It's not every day you wake up in a new dimension.
My ears are ringing, head swimming. I feel like I'm in the strangest dream ever, but I take a breath and focus.
You'll get the hang of it in no time.
Who is this person? She puts down the game console she was playing with and rushes over to me.
I guess we've got a lot to discuss.
Who are you? I'm Polly.
Actually, you're Harmony for us over here.
She seems to be looking at my clothes. What happened? Why am I dressed like a priestess? Breathe. I need to breathe.
I'm Bliss. This world is Reverie. And it's in big trouble.
What?
Both my world and yours are on the brink of collapse. Not pillaged and plundered by an invading army or something cool like that. No, this is ugly. Bad news. Collapsing from within, you know?
Wait, slow down, please. I was just in my mother's room, and I picked up this necklace.
See this?
The girl points to an object floating in the middle of the platform. An orb. It sort of looks like a heart. wreathed in blue flames. It's radiating a powerful surge of emotions. But how do I know this?
Don't look at it for too long, Sprout. It'll bum you out.
It's incredible.
And yet, it's fragile. More than it has ever been.
I take a few steps toward it. Waves of comforting warmth and aching cold wash over me. Sensations of solitude and togetherness, emptiness and excess. I'm on the verge of tears, gripped by a sense of helpless sorrow beyond my control.
I know who you are. And I know you have to touch the heart of Reverie.
The heart?
Touch it! Touch it and see the future!
I comply. My fingers seem to go right through the surface. It's neither cold nor hot, softly rough. I feel a slight shock, almost imperceptible.
What the...
You're connected to Reverie now. You'll be able to travel between our world and yours.
What do you mean, travel? I have so many questions.
Looks like you're searching for your mother. This'll point you in the right direction. Introducing the Augural. An amazing tool you can use to strategize and plan out the future.
How do I use it?
The girl takes a sip of her drink, and a few seconds to reply. Is this simply theatrics, or is she figuring out the best way to explain?
See for yourself, Sprout.
Okay. Welcome to Harmony. This tutorial will give you all the knowledge you need to explore the story. The future is visible to you in the form of interconnected nodes. Each node contains a fragment of story that you can choose to unveil. Close this tutorial and left-click on the first node. When a node is selected, information about its fragment of story appears on the right of your screen. What is this? Where am I? Okay. Use this information to plan your journey through the story. Close this tutorial and use it again on the node to see the fragment it contains. What the hell just happened?
Allows you to see the future. That's this board, you know? Before today, time was linear for you. From now on, well, it dances to your tune.
It's incredible. How? How come I can do that?
I'm an aspiration. Me and my friends need a heart to exist. But our heart is weak. And you're special, Sprout. You can help us. You can save us all.
Bliss attempts a smile, but it looks forced, perhaps because I look so confused. For a moment, the words mean nothing to me. But why me, and why was this necklace in my mother's room? Could this augural be the key to finding my mother?
Let's start with something easy. Truth or dare?
Truth or dare? Is she serious? The light in her eyes tells me so. She is serious. The symbol means that only one of the next two nodes can be played, and the other will be blocked forever. Choose which part of the story you want to see. Oh no! Okay. All right, chat. Truth or dare? Truth blocked off forever. I wonder how you can play this game with some kind of immortal child, but I accept.
Dare, show me the cutest picture of you.
Cutest? I guess I can do that.
Bliss smiles. And just like that, I'm back home. I walk through the rooms and point to a picture. It's me, age 6, dressed for the first day of school. Don't ask me about the costume.
OMG, Harmony, you're the cutest!
Oh no, they can see through my eyeballs. Everywhere I look, I see a good memory. Laszlo letting me play on the diving board while Ursula looked on in horror. Watching Nora draw peacefully while Laszlo cooked. The few times Ursula let me have friends over for my birthday. Laszlo and Ursula cooking Nora's favorite meal while I finished my homework. I can't shake the strange feeling that I'm overseeing the future, learning the shape of my own path.
You're natural. Look at you traveling between Brittle and Reverie like it's nothing.
Isn't it dangerous, seeing the future?
Bathing in what's to come or what's happened before is always dangerous.
Melancholy is a powerful emotion. And this place is...
When my dad left, Laszlo entered my life and carried me through the change, carried all of us. And he brought along his granddaughter, Nora. She brought a rush of fresh, new energy. She electrified the place. We were an odd family, piecemeal, improvised, but whole. My family.
What just happened?
You made a choice. What rippled forward from it was unique and new. Take your time to understand what all this implies. New powers can take a bit of getting used to, you know? You just need to focus. Stay in the present.
The memories felt more real.
You asked, right? Isn't it dangerous to blah blah and all that? Well, duh. Yeah. Of course it's dangerous to live in a time that's not yours. Simple fact. And that's why you need to focus. Feet on the ground. Eyes ahead. Deep breath. And look into the future.
Look into the future. Polly can catch a glimpse of the future, but entire parts of it sometimes remained hidden to her. Nodes with a eye closey symbol will hide all the nodes behind them. Hidden nodes cannot be interacted with. They conceal all information about the fragment they contain. You will need to progress through the augural until you reach this node to reveal it and see beyond. On the augural, zoom in or out. Move the camera. Okay. I can sense someone coming. I open my eyes again. The two paths have merged into one.
What do you see? What do you feel?
I sense a new being. A new force. It's getting closer.
That, I believe, would be me.
Hello. A tall silhouette comes into focus before my eyes, surrounded by electric blue fish dancing in the air. I knew Bliss was tiny, but now she looks positively minuscule.
I am power. An aspiration like our minuscule Bliss over there.
He reads my mind, too. I'm going to have to work harder to keep them out of my head. Okay, so they all represent things that people want out of their future. Aspirations, as they said. So some people want power, some people want bliss. So I guess maybe everyone that we meet in here is going to be like sort of a governing deity of those sorts of things that people want.
No offense, Bliss.
None taken. I'd prefer the term fun-sized.
A little laugh slips out of me. Suddenly this whole situation feels absurdly mundane, as though I've always been part of this.
You must be Harmony.
Harmony? What a name. Am I one of them?
You have seen how weak our heart is. It won't last long. Great changes would come to pass. You might even call them cataclysmic.
The ground beneath me suddenly feels shaky, unstable.
What can I do? I'm just looking for my mother. I didn't ask for any of this.
The game is as loud as I can make it. Hold on. Did any change happen just then? There's no sound to hear? Oh my gosh. If you think that there's no sound, then that's a big issue, yeah. Well, everything's turned up to max. What's happening here?
You now know that chance does not exist. The future's laid out before you.
Yes, there's lots of sound. There's music, there's everything.
Force your hand.
Now it's way down. Oh god, okay. What is happening? It's really loud for me. So you can't hear any music right now. What is going on? Okay, the easiest thing that I can think to do is to swap audio devices and see if that fixes it. So I'm gonna mute it for a second here just in case it winds up being super loud. Should be way louder now, I think. Okay. If I turn it down to like here, is that good? So now let's click through and see what the voices sound like.
They will require you to make choices. Choices that are ruthless, difficult, even painful.
Are we better now? Okay, I can't hear it as well, but that's okay. It doesn't, it's totally fine.
Choose wisely, follow your objective, and your diligence will be rewarded with a valuable resource.
Ah, knew I forgot something. There's this energy called egregor, right? It's basically how we exist in your world. It kind of tastes like, you know that blue soda?
Egregor is rare and powerful. It is not to be drunk. Some choices you make will generate egregor and bind us together. Use it wisely.
What? What are you expecting from me?
The aspirations meet my doubts with a knowing look. I don't like that they can see my thoughts, read my intentions.
Ah, you got it. I can tell because your mind's gone all hard. Difficult to hear.
It looks like I'm getting better at pushing them away from what's in my head.
We have much more to tell you, but a good leader knows what to reveal and what to leave unsaid. For now, of course.
The two aspirations look at each other. Something is shared in their glance. An emotion? A memory? But I don't know what it is. I'll need to find out by myself.
The key is your mother, Harmony.
Her disappearance must be linked with what happened here.
Pause. They glance at each other.
Some of our number are lost, scattered.
And we work better if we're a team.
How many of them are there?
But that's for later. Right now, the priority is your mother.
Exactly.
We must find her. Or else...
Your heart will get weaker?
The look in their eyes tells me that I'm right.
Find your mother. Explore the futures.
I nod. The view from up here is stunning. My head feels heavy. So much has been dropped on me. So much. I need to close my eyes. A new objective node has been revealed. Objective nodes are marked by a ray of light shining from their center. Try to reach them to progress through the story. Use Tab to open the notifications panel and see the new objective node. Oops. Okay, so we've got crystals that we can get for them. Gain a power crystal, gain a bliss crystal. Support Nora or warn Nora. Interesting. So as far as you can see, you'll need to give one of us Egregor to get here. I see. So I have to go this way, get a crystal, and then go here. Okay. I wonder what the other ones are going to be. It makes sense that her name is Harmony. If the idea is that everyone in this place is a different thing that people want. Because these things are like extremes, right? Like, I want power, I want bliss. Harmony makes sense, right? Like, just to be at peace. To want for nothing, maybe, so to speak. I can tell right away that I'm not in Reverie anymore. The sun over Athena is hot and dry. I stretch out my arms, feeling the muscles there resisting. A minute. I just need a minute to think this through. I came here to find my mother. I discovered a necklace that transported me far away, and now I'm able to instantly travel between worlds and talk to gods?
Is that it?
That wasn't a dream. All my studies into the human mind, all my research, I've never heard of anything like this. It wasn't a seizure or a hallucination. It was all the legends and tales my mother wrote about in her poetry, all the stories she told me as a kid. And invisible worlds opened up in front of me with the augural. And I need to act. I need to embrace this. Damn, she accepted that so easy. These two nodes are blocked by a barrier. Barriers block access to certain nodes until they're removed. Crystals are required to unlock either of these two nodes. The bliss and power symbols show that you need bliss or power crystals to progress through the story. Crystals can be gained as you progress through the augural. Here are the crystals. Do you see the symbols on the upper part of these two nodes? Progress through the augural and play one of them to gain a crystal and break the corresponding barrier. Crystals can materialize in different forms depending on which aspiration they're bound to. I walk back inside, my head still swirling with words, names, predictions, and then Nora. I can hear her footsteps outside of the room. Knowing her, she's about to barge in. I rub my eyes and run my hands through my hair, trying to wake from reverie.
Polly?
Oh, Nora, you're cute. I can feel tears in my eyes, a sweet taste in my mouth, static electricity grazing my shoulders and arms.
Polly! You're here!
Nora! Come here!
She crosses the room and we hug. It's the first human contact I've had in months. She feels so good, so warm and familiar.
How are you?
Good! I mean, fine, considering what's going on.
It's okay. We'll find her. I know we will.
So much has happened.
Tell me.
Hold on, I need some coffee. It's keeping my brain from rotting.
God, cheers, Nora. She drinks coffee now. She's definitely older. A young woman. In the kitchen, Nora makes us both coffee and launches into, well, about 8 different stories at once, all tangled together. She hasn't changed, always carrying an entire world of plots and characters and charming adventures with her, a Nora-verse of
And
energy.
yeah, Grandpa's gone through all 5 stages of grief, though for a while I thought he was stuck on denial.
A smile as she hands over a huge mug filled to the brim with caffeine.
Nothing beats a really cheap, super strong coffee.
Cheers, Bliss!
Can she see you?
Oh, no. No, you're fine. Just don't start talking to yourself. Weirds people out.
I'm so sorry. I'm talking so much. Can't believe it's the first time you've been back in years.
Yeah. It's... you know.
Oh, I know. Things were difficult with Ursula.
Doesn't feel good to admit my mother always showed more love and affection to Nora than to me. I'm not jealous. Nora deserves love, but it's hard to stop thinking about the reasons behind it. Was I harder to love?
She'd been different lately. We had a fight before she went missing.
Ursula was upset with you.
Nora's always gotten along well with my mother. I can't remember the last time they fought.
Have you heard about all the job openings at MK?
Nora wants to join MK? A few months ago, she was telling me how intrusive and problematic they were.
The city's getting more expensive by the minute, and the pay's good, and it's interesting work, I guess. Did I mention the pay? Because, Paul, we're barely getting by here. And there's this school I'd like to go to, a rather expensive school, but Ursula felt I was betraying myself, and we had a fight, and I had to sleep at a friend's place for a couple of days.
That bad?
I just needed some space, some air.
The shiver of static electricity is back, through my fingers, up my back. The necklace feels lighter around my throat.
I know MK isn't perfect, but I can't live here forever. No way I can move out without a job.
MK isn't perfect, but is not a sentence I thought I'd hear from Nora.
What do you think?
As I think about how to answer, I feel the weight of the decision. This is the kind of choice that Bliss was talking about. This is what she wants to hear. Support, not judgment. She doesn't want to hear this, but it's for her own good. But which is which? Support, not judgment, I guess, is us saying, like, yo, dude, when times are tough, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Like, and then I guess the power answer is to be like, well, yeah, she should have been pissed at you. You're like, you know. But I like Nora. It's not her fault. She wants to go to school. Sometimes you gotta work for the man to get the shit that you want out of life. And it sucks, but that's capitalism. As I open my mouth, I can feel Bliss's sparkling energy at my side.
Oh, this is gonna be good. I can feel it.
But what if I'm just telling her what she wants to hear? so I don't make her feel bad. To avoid saying something uncomfortable.
Everybody wants support for their accomplishments or their mistakes.
The words lift a weight off of me. Bliss is right. It's not my place to pass judgment, is it? I smile
Money,
at Nora.
responsibility, a chance for a fresh start. Maybe you should take it.
Seems like everyone hates MK except the people who work there. So maybe I'm missing something. And if I took a job there, I'd find out what. It's been hard. Laszlo and Ursula have always helped me out, but I want my own home now, my own life.
I smile, projecting warm affection and reassurance.
Oh, my goodness. I need another hug.
I nod and smile. She jumps forward into my
you
arms.
So much. You're always so supportive. So calm. So sure of yourself.
Nora can't see my face. She's missing the clouds of doubt passing before my eyes. Me? Sure of myself? It's probably the energy I've learned to give off. But inside me, though, inside my world is upside down.
This feels good.
It does.
Nora squeezes harder.
I'm sorry I didn't visit.
I squeeze back.
I was busy and I wanted to keep everything from here at a distance. A plant like me, well, it needs water and sunshine and distance from its parents.
Nora lets out a laugh. It's round and booming, the laugh I remember. Then she releases me. We're both recharged. We're both at peace.
Come on. I guess we should find Laszlo.
I could do with a drink.
And maybe passing out and forgetting about the necklace and those two weird... I stop at the thought before it expands beyond my control. Family first. Because that's why I'm here, isn't it? Family. You collected your first crystal. Crystals collected during a chapter are not kept when you move to the next one. The barrier has fallen and you can now reach the objective node. When I return to my senses, I'm no longer on Atena. There's a warm blanket around my body, a soft whisper in my ear, and a playful voice.
Finally! There you are! What you did back there, that was nice of you. Real nice.
The desert wind fans my hair out in front of my face. It's surprisingly sweet, almost invigorating. The aspiration beside me points to a building in the distance. Faint electronic music seems to radiate from colorful walls.
Your place?
My crib. Yeah!
Of course. Inside, it's warmer, cozy but loud, blaring with chimes and chiptune and peppy, high-energy music.
Pull up a beanbag. Drink?
Do you drink? Or eat?
Do I need to? Nah. Do I want to? Course. Tasty's tasty.
Tasty's tasty, dude. I have to stay focused. Every time I look around me, this world seems completely implausible.
Are you real? Or...
Us lot, aspirations. We're the proof that you lot, humans, exist.
the proof we exist?
Yeah. You exist, so we exist. And if we exist, then...
Humans exist.
And that concludes our segment on philosophy. Try not to think about it too much. I don't.
That's reassuring. Somehow, even the gods of this place don't know how it works.
Listen, you just need to see the Augural as a board game. You've got your resources, your goals, your supporting characters. It's just a game. Chillax, enjoy, have fun with it.
Chillax? She's deflecting.
Earlier, you said that this was serious. There could be consequences.
Sure, but I don't like the word consequences. Too many vowels. Don't much like vowel either.
Is everything a game to you?
No, not everything.
The aspiration's mood shifts immediately. The room feels a little darker, a little less cheery.
The future isn't. The future is important, vital, and the future, our future, is in your hands.
The Augural.
Aspirations have been around since the dawn of humankind. We've guided you, and we've been guided by you.
We're connected.
More than connected. You exist because we exist. And the other way round as well. If we die, you die. And I don't want to die. No siree.
There's a break. A silence filled by the sounds of Bliss's sanctuary. Enough for Bliss to wordlessly express that she's talked enough.
Fine. I'll explore the future.
Yeah! And have fun with it. I'll be around, listening, chiming in. Unless I'm in the middle of a game, of course.
Of course.
Of course. Once outside, I pause for a moment, watching an immovable sun cast its light onto the bunker. It hits me. Aspirations aren't good or bad, noble or evil. They are what they are, all of them. Representations of the fallible, malleable human psyche. Should I join forces with bliss? Power? Another aspiration? It's up to me to decide. Whatever's brewing here, it's big. Bigger than my mother disappearing. I step closer to the heart of Reverie. Its blue flames don't seem to burn.
You still here?
I turn around. Bliss is standing right in front of me.
Didn't mean to scare you. Sorry.
There's more to it than she's ready to share. I can sense that.
This is a lot. Are you real? Is any of this real? Or am I having some sort of waking nightmare?
First, thanks. Nightmare indeed. Second, it's very real, Sprout.
I just need a minute.
It's okay. Really. We're really impressed by everything you've done so far. Soon, you'll be able to see even further on the Augural.
How far ahead?
Depends on your choices. On who you side with. On what happens.
She's uncomfortable.
I can tell you don't exactly trust me. Even if I can't read your mind anymore.
Let's be honest
You
here.
mentioned my mother. As soon as I stepped into all this, you knew. And you wanted me to find her. What's going on with her? Do you know Ursula?
Can aspirations breathe? If so, Bliss just took the biggest gulp of air ever.
Ursula was here before. In your shoes. In this place. Wearing this necklace. And she tried to do everything you've been doing today, and...
She failed.
she wasn't the right person. Why? I can't tell you directly.
For every mystery solved, 2 secrets are added.
Whatever happened, it broke us. It almost ruined Reverie. And we forgot. Our minds, our bodies were twisted and erased.
I turn away from Bliss. A minute. I just need a minute. Today's been a string of stolen minutes, wild concepts, shocking discoveries.
We need your help. And you need ours. There's an aspiration called truth. They know a lot. I mean, of course. If you could find a way to save them, it would mean the world to us. I know it's unfair to ask you to go out there without any more information.
It'll be okay. I understand the stakes. And I'll do my best.
I give her a tentative smile. I need to get back to Nora, meet with Laszlo, search for my mother, and this truth. No time to lose. No time to lose! Let's find a new aspiration, dude! Game is saved automatically after each node played. You can still restart a chapter from the start as long as it has not been completed. This option is available from the pause menu. What, so you can go back and redo everything? No, because it said that stuff is locked off forever. This is called truth. Oh, because of Truth or Dare. Wait. Okay, no, I can't like re-choose my choice. Okay. This is the act overview. It appears when reaching the end of a chapter. An act is composed of several chapters, each having its own objectives. The act overview is a simplified version of all the chapters composing an act. This is the objective you have just completed by helping Nora make a decision about her future. It is now part of your ongoing journey toward the main pivot points of the story, the outcomes. An outcome represents the conclusion of great events of the future. They are unlocked by the crystals you collect throughout the chapters. At the end of a chapter, all the crystals you've collected are automatically transferred to the outcomes. Unlocking an outcome generally requires a large number of crystals. At the end of an act, you will have to pick an outcome. On the augural, you can press semicolon at any time to access the act overview. Do not hesitate to click it regularly and see your progress toward the outcome you're aiming for. Close this tutorial and use left click on this node to start the next chapter. Okay. So if, as we continue, we go hard on getting bliss crystals, we will for sure get an outcome, whatever that is. Gain a bond crystal. Bond. Ooh, okay. The eye open symbol means that node will trigger a revelation. Revelations unveil nodes still invisible to Polly on the augural. See the links extending from the icon. They point to nodes that will be revealed. Oh, okay. So once I do this chapter, I will be able to see far into the future, I guess. This is super cool. I like this a lot. I look up at the sky, the clouds floating by, obscuring the newly revealed stars. Familiar but unknowable, beautiful but ever-changing.
I came out here for like 2 hours last week.
I believe it.
They suck you in, don't they? Especially when the sea's calm and you can see them reflected down there.
I look over at her, neck craned upwards, a half smile on her lips. She seems calmer. I'm glad.
All right. Time to rip off the bandage. Let's go see Laszlo.
I'll be at your side.
I know you will.
She lowers her gaze from the heavens to look me in the eye.
You haven't seen him the last few days? Full on denial. It's killing me to see him like this.
Sounds rough. But we'll find a way, right? Even if we have to outdrink him with his own imported beers.
That wins me another smile, clearer this time.
They are so expensive. And I'm broke, just so you know.
What's so expensive? We walk through the streets of our childhood, laughter bouncing off the old familiar walls. We chat as we go. We're sad that one store closed, amazed that another has managed to stay open. We laugh, a godsend, considering the circumstances. But the further we walk, the worse the flickers get. Images of other places, impossible places. Reverie. Birds. Birds flutter about my head, phasing in and out of reality, and a kindly voice calls my name. And then he's here, in front of me.
Greetings. Oh, did I startle you?
Where am I? Who are you? Another aspiration?
Exactly. I'm Bond. My siblings keep forgetting about me. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No. I guess I'm getting used to it. I feel at home, somehow.
Naturally. My path is one of community, friendship, and empathy. My mangrove forest is a place of warmth and safety. And I am an excellent host. The journey before you, Harmony, is one with many roads and even more destinations. I am here to guide you towards those that lead to understanding, not conflict.
I know this won't be as simple as that, unfortunately.
Oh, you mean your mother. I know you will find a way to see eye to eye with her.
Fat chance, but sure. Let's pretend that's even remotely possible.
I don't wish to keep you. Before you go, I have but one piece of advice. Remain mindful of others. Then your journey may be one of discovery, not destruction.
Before I can reply to this newest aspiration, I blink, and I'm back on
Turns
Ackerman.
out he wasn't even talking to me. Can you believe it? What an idiot.
This would be so annoying. To be like, yep, just living my life, trying to do stuff, find my mom, reconnect with my sister, you know, just do my stuff. And then you blink and you're in a different plane of existence talking to somebody else. And when you come back, you're like, some time has gone by and you have no idea what's going on.
Well, we're here.
She's right, Laszlo's bar. I give her a reassuring nudge and we head to the counter. The place hasn't changed at all, except it's a little messier. A lot messier, actually. But the rest, the ramshackle seating, the sticky counter, the rumble of the tram line overhead, it always felt like a second home to me. And there, tending the bar...
Polly! You're here. I'm so glad you're finally here.
Laszlo. He leaves the counter and comes over. Before I can react, he's grabbed me in a bear hug. My phone jams into his ribs and I force a smile.
My word, it's good to see you, Polly. You look like a strong breeze would knock you over. Are you eating? Here, look, I've got snacks behind the bar.
Nora rolls her eyes. She wasn't wrong. His smile is too wide. His voice is a bit too loud. Laszlo's a jolly fellow, but this is a bit too jolly for the situation. Why? Several objective nodes have been revealed. It will be impossible to gather the crystals required to complete both objectives. You have to make a decision. Will you follow Bliss's path or Bond's? So, okay. So this is really interesting actually. So it's the difference between, do you want to make choices that create like meaningful connections with, you know, your stepfather and your sister and stuff, or do you want to make choices that are like, I just want them to be happy. I don't want them to worry, because those things aren't necessarily the same. You know? And it's interesting that already we're having to think about that in this game. Like, do we want to tackle this in a way where it's like, let's talk about the hard things and potentially, you know, like have uncomfortable moments that will lead somewhere a bit deeper? Or do we want to have sort of superficial conversations and sort of like placate each other, you know, to help each other like be happier and get through this? Also, chat is erupting in, that's Ariane! Which is fun. Okay. Ask Nora about Laszlo. A family tree is a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it. You haven't seen each other for ages. Take it easy. Serious stuff can wait. I feel like... So, the game has made it clear in the last screen, right, in the act overview, that if you just mainline Bliss, you'll get an ending. You'll get an outcome. So maybe we do that. I don't know. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. Exactly. Laszlo bustles off to grab some unneeded snacks, and I turn to take in the place. It really is exactly the same, minus the extra mess. I can only see one thing that's really changed, the photo of Ursula that used to hang behind the bar. It's gone.
Here we go, a Polly special on the house.
He's brought over an armful of snacks and drinks, including several of my favorite brands, Atina Made and Spicy.
Ooh. Right down memory lane.
Wait, I forgot something. Don't move.
Something hinky's going on. With Laszlo fussing about behind the counter, Nora smiles and goes over to chat with some regulars. There are a few faces I recognize, names bubbling up from the fog of forgotten memory. Laszlo's friends. They look older, shrunken almost. Snippets of conversation drift my way. He's not been the same these last few days. What's wrong with him? I turn my head away. I don't need to hear any more. They're worried too. I need to do something. Oh, inevitable nodes. You have no choice but to play this type of node when it becomes available. Inevitable. How is it different from nodes that are just like kind of on the railroad? I try to strike up conversation with him, but he immediately launches into a discussion of Alma's politics and the price of importing beer. I let him do the talking. It feels good to hear him talk about mundane things.
Did Nora tell you about the storm a while back?
I've seen pictures. How bad was it?
Bit of flooding around the island, but the walls held and the roof barely leaked at home. Nora helped board up the bar. We had a good laugh at all the drowned drones the next day. Spotted some MK folks trying to scoop them up before they floated out to sea.
Competitive drone fishing.
He smiles, and his face relaxes somehow.
The sport where nobody wins.
So what is this? Laszlo finally talks to Nora. Laszlo opens up to his friends. Oh, I see. Interesting. So this whole thing is gonna be at his shop, I guess. Interesting. Okay, Bliss. Remaining Bliss. This is gonna be tough. Laszlo is open and generous, but when it comes to his feelings, not so much. It could be hard to get through to him. I wait until he's busy with a customer to talk to Nora.
Okay, I've got a plan.
Tell me.
His friends are here. You're here. There's no way I'm getting him to open up in this place.
But if you took him on a little walk somewhere...
Exactly.
I knew there was a reason we called you back. Polly and her brilliant ideas.
She leans over the bar and grabs a soda, popping it open and hoisting it in
Good
a
luck.
cheers. Laszlo's hands, wrapped in a rag, smooth the fabric around and around the inside of a pint glass. I thought he was fixing snacks. I touch him gently, and he flinches. Pain and turmoil flash across his face, but then he catches himself, and the plastic smile returns.
Come on. Let's take a walk.
What do you mean? You just got here. And the bar.
Nora can watch the bar for a few minutes. Come on. Just around the block. I want to see how it's changed.
He stares glassy-eyed into space before returning to the here and now. Nodding, he ever so gently places the glass on the counter. A few moments later, we're strolling arm in arm. I can feel the tension in his grip, in his stride. But I can get through to him. I know I can. Revocation. It will block access to other nodes forever. Select a node with a revocation to see the nodes that will be blocked. We wander a while longer. Neither of us say a word. But enough is enough, and I decide a bold move is the right one.
How are you, Laszlo? With everything. Ursula.
Oh, you know. It is what it is.
He beams an uncanny megawatt smile.
I came here such a long time ago, I sometimes forget how complicated life was before.
We slow and stop. He unhooks his arm from mine. The scene below is beautiful, the rising moon floating above a motionless sea.
On a Tina, it sometimes feels like you could just go for a swim and let your problems dissolve in the ocean.
I know the feeling.
I know you do. You're from this place, after all.
Atina, now we know how it's pronounced. Be gentle. We stare out across the water, not moving, hardly breathing. The air is surprisingly still, but the smell of the approaching night washes over us. Lamb, spices, cigarettes.
How are you? Really?
He sighs, a deep exhalation tinged with sleepless nights and fear. When it's done, he stands unmoving, head cocked to the sky. Just as I'm about to ask again, he relents.
Honestly, Polly, I'm relieved.
That's not what I was expecting.
Sounds terrible, doesn't it? I knew something was up. She was acting strangely at home. Like when you were young. Not enough for me to say anything. You know how she gets. But different. Something was definitely coming.
He smiles weakly. That's all I'm getting for now, but it's enough. He takes my arm again and we head back to the bar. We're not gonna ask any follow-up questions? Bro, if my, like, obviously Ursula is like a complicated lady, but like, if my mom vanished and I was like, all right, how do I talk to my stepdad about this? And see like what's going on here. You picked Bliss. I know. I know. But like, you're right. You're absolutely right. But just thinking about it, like, oh my God. It's not, no, power wasn't an option. Bond was the option for like an alternate here. You're absolutely right. It's gonna be superficial because we chose Bliss. But like, can you imagine if my mom vanished, which again, she's a very different person from who it sounds like this person is. But if my mom vanished and my dad was like, well, she'd been acting weird, so she knew something was gonna happen, and I'm just relieved that whatever it was happened. Like, something's gonna, like, what, Dad? What are you talking about? That is such a sus answer. What do you mean? Dude. Hello, my love. You have €1 and a coffee on your desk. You're welcome. Night has fallen. The place is almost empty, apart from Laszlo's friends and a phone browsing Nora. A lot of texts. I'm curious, but it's not my place to investigate. At least not now.
It has been a day.
Definitely a day.
Tomorrow's creeping up on us already.
I love the way everyone's animated. I don't know what it is. The little, like, motions that they do, they're very engaging. They're really fun to watch. He nods his head at me, but this time it's genuine. There's a faint sparkle in his eyes. His armor isn't gone, but the straps have loosened. It's a start. My eyebrows would be sky high, for real. Pardon? By the time the last of the regulars shuffle off, I'm about ready to collapse into the very cobbles below me. Nora hefts the remaining chairs up and into the storage locker. I make a token effort, but I'm exhausted, more hindrance than help. When we're done, Laszlo reaches up to close the shutter and freezes. He turns, looks Nora dead in the eye.
Nora, sweetheart,
He takes a step toward her.
I'm so sorry. We're broke. Flat broke. The Naiads. We've run out of track. I don't know what else to do.
Run out.
Money's tight, Polly. Very tight.
I can't keep that from you any longer. And now that
Now she's disappeared, I don't know what to do. And I'm scared.
Nora takes a moment to absorb the information, a multitude of emotions flashing across her face. Then, without saying a word, she crosses to her grandfather and the two embrace. There's no crying, no words, just two people alone against the world. Not two, not anymore. 3. Okay, so he and Ursula got together. Polly is Ursula's daughter, but Nora is Laszlo's granddaughter. So we were raised kind of like sisters, but technically she's my like step niece or something like that. The objective nodes may generate consequences that impact later chapters of the story. This will give you access to entire branches of the future and cut you off from others. Keep this in mind when planning your route on the Augural.
Okay.
Because of the choices you've made when dealing with Laszlo, you've made great progress toward an outcome. You've chosen the path laid out before you by an aspiration, but the future might still be in your hands. Outcomes may have greater consequences than objectives. Will you stay on the same path, or would you rather change the course of the future? Nah, we're already here, dude. We're already here, dude. A new day dawns, consciousness returns slowly, and as I open my eyes, they feel like hot marbles rolling into their sockets. Yikes. Yeah, we've already come this far on a bliss run, dude. If I wanna be, you know, powerful, I'll go back and do it with power. But I think it's probably one of those things where in the end, you get the best. She's Harmony, right? You probably get the best outcomes through some type of balance. But you would have to play the game, I think, probably a certain number of times to figure out what that balance is. Maining just one aspiration is not it. There's no way that gives you like an ending or an outcome that makes any sort of sense for what your goal is, you know? Yesterday was more intense than I'd imagined. Reconnecting with Laszlo took an emotional toll I'm not sure either of us was ready for. I checked the clock. Past 10. It's late. 5 more minutes won't hurt. But as my eyes close, there's a flicker, and I'm back in Reverie. I open them, and I'm at home, in my bed. It's becoming intolerable! I wait a few moments to see if the sensation returns, but it leaves me be for now. It's time to get up. Maybe it'll be fine. Hashtag bliss. I love that it says oven.
Are you
on
sure
the
you saw it
oven
in here?
In spray paint.
Yes, it was by the sink. I was listening to my podcast.
Researching about the Oxyons, are you?
I'm sure there's a connection between them and Ursula and... Oh! Morning, sleepyhead.
Looks like the two of them have been up for a while. For Laszlo, it's not a surprise, but Nora's usually a night owl. Breakfast is all laid out. Banana crepes, hazelnut, sesame paste, fresh mango. All my favorites.
How are you two this awake already?
Already? It's nearly lunch.
Grandpa, tell her!
Tell me what?
No, you do it.
We have a lead! On Ursula.
Go on. Ooh, the next node's barrier was removed after you reached last chapter's objective. The other is forever inaccessible to you. You might not see the consequences of an objective node until much later in the story. Wait, so there's something that I won't be able to do? Stuff that's like locked to me. Oh, this is interesting. Right, okay. Might not seem like much, but Laszlo and Nora have been doing research together all morning. Reaching out might be helpful next time. I can show you the way. Conditions. Laszlo spoke openly about Ursula's disappearance. Laszlo talked to Nora about their financial situation. You are absolutely right. So someone was like, I wonder if these are different depending on what you do in the previous act. Like what your options are. I think you're absolutely right. So last chapter, we could either do something different or continue on with Bliss. And someone was like, I wonder if you had chosen power in that first act, would this act now be power, like power focused instead? I'm also curious about that now. I'm also curious about that now. But yeah, so it's specifying that we've been given conditions for why these options are here, and they're entirely based on what we've done further back in the game, which is cool. That's super cool. Let's go for power, dude. It takes a few seconds for my mind to adjust to what I just heard. Laszlo, Nora, and I stayed up late chatting, just the three of us. And here I am, feeling hungover after only a few drinks. To be 20 again.
I just remembered something. A girl who used to come here often before Ursula disappeared.
She came to meet with Ursula. Several times, in fact. I asked who she was, and your mother said she was a journalist, interested in publishing some of her poems.
Which is weird. Nobody publishes poetry nowadays.
Nora pushes up Zoomer glasses.
I have to admit that Ursula hasn't sold a single text in decades.
Poetry's dead, I guess.
Anyway, I didn't push it. Assumed your mother would tell me the truth when she was ready. But then
she disappeared off the face of the earth.
I mentioned her to Nora, but...
Why does Laszlo sound like Urianger? Same voice actor.
I don't follow the magazines around here. Not a big reader, unfortunately. But something about her sounded familiar, you know? Grandpa actually gave a pretty detailed description.
She's pretty memorable.
At first, I was a bit puzzled. And then I remembered who it might be. Jade.
Okay.
Jade. Jade Galea?
I'm a little behind on Atenan politics, Nora.
Okay, fine. She's quite famous around here. She's organized a lot of protests.
Something is shining in her eyes. A sense of joy, excitement. Not sure exactly what, but it is nice to see.
I follow her on all the socials. We've never talked as such, but we have a bunch of mutuals. I sent her a message this morning, but no reply. But my friends, her friends, they'll know where she is, for sure.
She's also the editor of a local magazine, probably where she was going to publish the poems. There's only one printer like that on Athena. The rest is controlled by MK. We could check there, see if they know where we could find her.
We've got options. That's a good start. A really good start. Interesting. So that's the power option. The lock symbol indicates that node is locked. You need to reach a key to open it. Seek the key icons on the augural. Select the node you want to play to find its key. Look at the little fishies! Because the fishies swim around power. They described power as always having, like, ethereal fish floating around him. That's cool! Okay, sorry. Ursula and MK. Jade's personal issues. An underground printing room sounds quite cool. Nora won't have trouble asking them for info. Let's focus, guys! Her business contacts are more likely to have forwarding addresses and such. I decided to focus on the other
Let's check the printers.
All right. I'll get my keys and we'll head out.
Let's go.
The place isn't far. It's a ramshackle house that for all intents and purposes appears to be abandoned. Still, when we rap on the door, someone opens. Someone who is most certainly not happy to see us. She looks to be about my age. As soon as Laszlo mentions Jade, she jams a finger to her lips and points to the sky. Several drones hover above the street, searching for something, or maybe just on patrol. Nora and I nod and stroll a little way down the street. As soon as the drones move on, Laszlo disappears
Any idea
inside.
what this Jade might have wanted with Ursula?
Is that suspicion I detect?
Come on. It's a little weird, right? A stranger at the Naiads, a journalist of all things, and then my mother disappears.
If it were anyone else, yeah, sus. But this is Jade. She's got to be the most active activist on the island. Plus, she has, like, moral scruples.
What does that mean? Is it just me, or is Nora starting to sound like Jade's #1 fan?
I've got a good feeling about this. About Jade. If we find her, she'll help if she can. I know it.
Laszlo emerges from the house and strides over, a big grin on his face. Go on. Is it? The voice actor for Nora is Abigail Thorne. No way. I'm gonna listen for it now. Oh, this will give us insight. Insight into what? Wait. Okay, wait. Laszlo has more information. Nora and Laszlo told you about the threat this company poses. It is. I looked it up when Jesse played the demo. Oh my god.
What was up with the stealth tactics? Isn't that place just a print shop?
Yes and no.
Very insightful.
Print's the only way to stay off grid these days. Anything online is monitored by MK.
Even text messages. Regular at the bar sent one to his friend, joking about bombing the station if his train was late. Same evening, couple of goons dragged him off for interrogation. 17 hours they kept him.
No. Surely that's illegal.
Sure, if you don't own the police. What's left of the police.
MK could shut that place down right now if they even suspected they were printing inappropriate material. I don't think there's anything more inappropriate than Jade's stuff. Just last month, she had a big piece on the water networks, how MK was planning on dumping raw sewage where it contaminates the supply and adding a surcharge to clean it. It was all over the socials. MK dropped the whole thing. All because of Jade.
Impressive. But I'm realizing that I'm absolutely out of the loop about Atina. Whatever's happening here never reached my ears.
I remember that story. But they caught the guy and fired him, right?
Jade's been proving that MK's using scapegoats to make it look like they're improving. The culprit goes live, apologizes, cries, and nothing changes.
That's a fucked up system.
Laszlo keeps throwing glances at the print shop and shifting on his feet. He points to a direction above my shoulder.
So, we're going this way.
Where to?
The skate park. That's where Jade is going to be.
Nora and I stop.
You know where she is?
Yeah. The owner told me. I smiled, and she gave me the info.
I batted my baby blues, and, Laszlo, you devil! Laszlo's like, I'm a hot old man! Give me some credit! We're walking through the streets. Laszlo's in front, a smile on his face. Nora and I are behind, trying to keep up with him.
So, did the owner know what Jade was working on? Might have something to do with why she was talking to Ursula.
She said, far as she could tell, Jade was on a big MK investigation. Something to do with a public health program? No specifics, though. Jade hadn't delivered the copy.
Nora almost shudders.
Nothing that could go wrong there.
Doesn't sound like anything Ursula would have a hand in.
I can sense something surrounding us, like a warm blanket. Is one of the aspirations trying to reach me? As I try to focus on it, it disappears. You've unlocked this node. You can now access it. There's a shared charge between us, unconscious but evident. Each of us is looking over our shoulders more, checking the skies for drones, our surroundings for eavesdroppers. Like a spy, on my own
Doesn't
island.
surprise me that your mother might be involved in something to do with that bloody company.
No, me neither. Remember those papers she wrote when I was a kid? MK didn't like those at all.
Ursula was protesting MK.
Not directly. Her work was all about ancient history, historical accounts, Oxyon stuff. MK didn't like any of that. But it was a very different beast back then. Barely a pop.
Either way, she was no fan of Monoconzern, or what it was doing to Atina. Her and Jade teaming up to take them down. Yeah, I can see that.
But without telling us? Your mother is a secretive person, sure, but she would have said something.
I turn to Nora. She looks like she agrees. Okay. Lose 1 power crystal, lose 1 bond crystal. I don't have a bond crystal. What does it mean? What's gonna happen? Nodes can also make you lose crystals. This node will make you lose 1 bond crystal and 1 power crystal. But if I just don't have one, then it doesn't matter. Okay. We head to the skate park. The Queets. The streets are quieter now, with rush hour long since over. A stray dog trots alongside us for a moment, sniffs my hand, and wanders off. Jade is a long shot, but she's our only shot. Besides, Laszlo claims he has a plan.
All right, out with it then.
Posters.
Posters. Of Ursula.
Exactly. Look, your mother may not be the best-known woman on this island.
Is that
but
her?
She has connections. Hell, the Naiads is basically a community center, and everyone at the bar knows her. We get her face up everywhere, tell people to contact us. We're bound to get something back.
Nora and I share a glance. This feels good. It could work. Really?
And if
Okay.
we do find this Jade, well, we could run an ad in that magazine of hers.
Use her network to spread the word even further.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty good way to piss off MK.
Yeah. But Jade's our best chance. If we get close to her, we get closer to MK as well.
The more we learn, the more Ursula's disappearance becomes shrouded in mystery. Was it really the result of politics? Did she get herself into something she couldn't get out of? And is creating a public scandal really the best way to find our answers? Local poet disappears, MK does nothing. They won't say or do anything. They're already getting away with much, much worse.
Eyes on the prize. You're getting closer, right? You're making moves.
Maybe Nora and Laszlo are right. Maybe this will work.
Keep that momentum going. Reverie still needs you.
Bliss suddenly becomes absorbed in her handheld console, focusing on mashing 2 specific buttons as fast as possible. This glimpse of her undivided concentration is impressive, but it doesn't seem to be going as she planned.
No! Ugh. Can you try to wrap it up before I rage quit this game?
Bliss must know I can't answer
Also,
right now.
You didn't hear this from me, but Power's getting all ceremonial about the truth situation.
I'd like to ask what that even means, but I can't. And anyway, she's already gone. Right, so Jade, when we get to the skate park, how should we approach her? Unlock, trust Jade. Keep it straightforward. Unlock, take the lead. Well, this is the Bliss run. This unlocks the Bliss run. Ugh. We arrive at the skate park, and my heart sinks. It's deserted, not a single soul in sight. I'm about to suggest we come back later when I hear a squeak from Nora. It's Jade, appearing from behind a half-pipe. Time for a charm offensive.
Jade?
The young woman's guard is immediately up. No doubt she's used to being recognized, and suspicious of who we might be.
Can I help you?
My name's Polly. This is Laszlo and Nora.
Hey.
Hey.
I think you know my mother. Ursula?
From the Naiads. Your mum, is she? Funny how we studied her poetry at school. At uni, even.
You have no idea. We wanted to speak to you because we thought you could help us with... She vanished, my mother, a few days ago. And we thought maybe you could help.
Jade turns to look out over the ocean. She shifts a little, readjusts her stance.
I'm
Thinking.
sorry to hear that.
She sounds genuine, almost shocked. Her demeanor has changed slightly.
We wondered if anything you could tell us. Anything at all.
That would mean the world to us.
I shoot Nora a look. Calm down. We don't want to scare her off. Jade maintains her silence. Suddenly, she turns away from the view and looks me straight in the eye.
When did she disappear, exactly? What was she like the day before? Was she acting strange?
This isn't the passionate Jade I've heard about. She feels cold, analytical. The opposite of the energetic, driven fire starter that I imagined.
Look, I'm sorry to press you on this. I really am. But we really need to know if you two were planning anything beyond the poetry.
She moves closer. She's still not answering.
Did she mention anything about a meeting? With someone you'd never heard of? Was anything missing with her? A suitcase? Clothing? Money?
Clearly, the charm offensive failed. Despite the increasing tension, I'm a little sad. I used to be better at putting people at ease. Time for a different tack. An inevitable node is only active when all conditions are cleared. This one will only activate if you collect a bliss crystal. Interesting. So if I do this, then I can do this if I want. But for now, all of this is locked off. It might be better to try and keep everyone happy. I've committed to the bliss thing. I want to do the other stuff though. I answer Jade's questions as best as I can, but I have to stifle my impatience. It's getting us nowhere. Weren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions? When do I manage to get in a question? When I do manage to get in a question, Jade just deflects with another. Every time I answer, she asks for more details. She's not being aggressive. She's defending herself, making sure we can be trusted.
Listen to me. Don't fight her.
I know. I'm trying.
The real problem is I can see Nora crossing her arms and scowling. She's annoyed and getting dangerously close to the boiling point. Never meet your heroes, Nora! Okay, so now I have to do this. It's my inevitable now, right? Yeah, so now I have to do this. That's interesting. From the corner of my eye, I can see Nora standing frozen. Her usual electric fidgeting has stilled. Jade's up close now, arms crossed, straight-backed, every bit the investigative journalist. This isn't the badass Nora expected. As Jade continues to hammer questions at us, I see Nora's shoulders set, her face turned down. She's not just disappointed, she's getting defensive. I don't really blame her, but this is a delicate conversation. Can we risk her getting on edge? Okay, yeah, I have to do all this now. Oh, but we get Dub's Bliss. If you have 3 bond. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we just got a bond out of that. So it would have to be bam, bam, and then bam. Interesting. Okay. Have 2 bliss. Oh, okay, so that was inevitable. So, okay, this is interesting. So I go here, and then I'll have to go here. Oh my goodness, okay. I try again with our questions. What did Jade know? Why were they meeting?
I was doing another investigation into MK, and Ursula was helping. We believe the company was dipping its toes into medical care or a public health program. A couple of neighborhood kids said an MK agent offered them coupons and free samples.
Dub's Bliss,
said it was
dude.
to test a new product line. They call it egregore. They claimed
She sighs and rubs her forehead.
it was going to help with exams, stress, clarity of mind and all that.
Clarity of the mind. It sounds like something out of Reverie. It's exactly it's egregore. They already told you about egregore. Harmony, wake up, dude. But how?
That's all I know.
I know why she turned to Ursula.
Wait. You contacted my mother because of her work on the Oxyons, on the history of Athena, right?
I only found her stuff by chance. Sounds like MK tried to have it burned, but a few copies survived. That was the only other reference to Egregore I ever found.
Silence descends as we attempt to unravel these revelations. It sounds like this goes far deeper than we thought, but everything we've learned so far is circumstantial. It's just guesswork. Laszlo's not taking the additional MK factor well, neither is Nora, who looks dumbstruck. Has MK done something to my mother? Okay, so now we have to do this. Nora's about to flip, dude! Nora strides forward.
Enough, all right? Enough! We've been going out of our minds with worry for days. We heard you might be the sort of person who'd want to help. Help when people are lost, but you're just digging for details. Is the story all you care about? We don't need that. Come on, Paul. If she's not gonna help us, we'll find someone who will.
Jade's a stranger to us, and a journalist to boot. A hardened shell is practically a job requirement. But Nora's words have caught her off guard. She steps back, arms hanging loose at her side. Okay, so now if we do this, then we get dubs! Clear Nora has more to say. I keep quiet. We've all been through the ringer of late. This might help her relieve some pressure.
I knew I shouldn't have gotten so hyped. But who you are, what you do, you seem to be doing so much good around here. I really don't have words for it, so I thought that I understand. I'm in no position to ask for more. Let's go.
Nora.
Jade's eyes have misted over. There are tears there, welling up at the edges.
Shit. I didn't mean to... Oh, hell,
It's okay. It is. Don't worry about it.
The hard edge is evaporated, almost completely. Jade wipes her eyes and then her nose.
The last few days, they've been a lot. Like, a lot. The last few months even. Harder than anything I could ever imagine.
She looks up, trying to force her tears back down. Dubsies!
I'm sorry. Really. That was rude of me. Disrespectful. Not my intention.
No, please. It's all right. Really.
I've spent the last weeks, months actually, digging into MK's plan for this place, and I just can't take it anymore. They own everything. The systems, the records, the security. They roll over the vulnerable and suck up every resource they can. It's heinous. It's unfair. And I can't do anything to stop it. And no one gives a shit. Feels like it's just me out here sometimes, you know?
Her voice is tired. Her gaze evades ours. Even her hand gestures are weary. Jade's exhausted beyond imagination.
And I know that's not true, but it feels like it. I have people with me, sure. Friends, comrades, but it never stops. Now Ursula and... Yeah, it's all gotten a little much.
I'm sorry too.
For a moment, I wonder if Nora might hug Jade, near stranger or not. From the way her arms lift, it looks like she wants to.
Guess I didn't realize I was so angry about everything. I think I'd feel the same in your shoes.
Jade actually smiles.
Thanks. It's just like...
The smile goes away after a second.
I'd like to help if I can. I don't know if I'm good for anything at the moment.
Burnout's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. Shush, Nora? What? You guys are taking some risks. I hope you'll be okay. I have 3 bond crystals. Can't do this one. We don't have enough power. It's the best way to reach Ursula without causing too much trouble. Persuade Jade to network. You guys are taking some risks here. We'll gain 10 bliss out of this? Well. It's locked. Why? I have no bliss? I used bliss? Did I use bliss to do this? I used my bliss. We didn't get Dub's bliss. We spent Dub's bliss. No! No. Okay, fine. Fine. Well. Jade's mouth tightens. She's made a decision.
All right. I'll hit up my network.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's still risky, but it's not like shouting the search from the rooftops. No offense.
None taken.
If MK Cotton's on, we've got a better chance of containing it if we know who knows what. It's our best option. For sure.
She looks at Nora and smiles warmly. Nora smiles back. Sounds like we have a plan. No! All right. Well, it is what it is. As it turns out, Jade lives near the Naiads. We agree to walk back together. For the first time, I notice what a beautiful day it is. The sun warming my skin, the breeze flicking at loose strands of my hair. We meander through Alma, the four of us, and it feels almost tranquil.
It's not easy for someone to go missing on this island. Everyone knows everyone and everything. Alma's a small world. A tight-knit community. You'll find her. Problem is, you've got MK between where you are now and where you want to be. No way you're avoiding a tussle.
When I left Atina, Monoconcern was background noise, just a detail in our lives. And now they're a juggernaut, unchallenged, inescapable. I've realized I'm angry. Resentment burns in me each and every time I hear the name. We turn a corner and the Naiads float into view. Nora crosses the path to walk alongside
Didn't
Jade.
mention it before, but I think I was approached by those MK goons you mentioned, the public health project guys.
Shit. Egregore and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the job that she was gonna take. Whoops.
Listen, you didn't ask for it, but here's my advice. You see them coming again? You run, or tell them to fuck off, or scream at them, or whatever. But do not take their money, Nora. I'm serious.
No, yeah, I wasn't going to.
I've heard rumors.
I wasn't
People
even
who came
considering
back
it.
the very opposite of healthy. And ones who never came back at all.
There have been other disappearances?
Hard to tell. People go missing all the time. Especially the ones society pushes to its edge.
I can tell Jade's trying to sound reasonable. She's had to deal with so much.
Sometimes they just move on. Change cities. There are rarely any records. But recently, a lot more people than normal have gone away. And most haven't come back.
But the ones who did come back?
Said they were given this egregore stuff. Pills or injections. And that was it. Some got sick, others were fine. But no clarity of mind business.
Could this be the moment to tell the truth? No, not yet. Reverie's my burden to bear for now. Can you imagine being like, guys, while we're all talking, I have something that we should all know. Sometimes, I slip into an alternate reality where I am the avatar of harmony, and I am trying to give power and purpose back to the aspirations that we as humans have. How do you all feel about that? How do I bring up the aspirations without sounding like I'm having a stroke?
And bear that burden you shall.
Hi, Power.
You must.
I try to ignore Power's voice. I don't want to start acting weird and lose what little trust we've built with Jade. Not far now. Jade gives us a nod and a wave as she heads to her building. As we turn to leave, Bliss appears alongside me. I smile at Nora and Laszlo as we walk along in companionable silence, and Bliss laughs.
Someone's been busy. Well, guess what? We've been busy too. You're not the only bunch investigating. Bond and Power and I have news.
Truth still clings to life. But they are beyond our reach alone. Even our own ties have been severed. But we are close. So very close.
Our world does not cease to be when you are not viewing it. It is imperative that you stabilize your home front quickly so that you may assist us in Reverie. Do whatever you must.
I'm working on it, dude.
We know. So, here's the plan. We can clear the way to Truth Sanctuary, but after that, we'll have to summon you. Be ready.
All right. End of chapter. You've reached the end of the act. It's time for you to choose an outcome. I was not expecting this! Only the ones you have unlocked with the crystals you gathered are available. Close the tutorial and use left click on the outcome. We tried so hard to get a bliss ending and wound up here. Hilarious. Okay. Bond is here. So is power.
Welcome to the domain of truth.
Someone worked hard to keep us from entering. But together, Power and I, we found a way inside.
Come, let's get this over with.
Okay. I'm surprised to find a cave, cold and damp. It's not at all where I imagined the aspiration of truth would reside. Empty walls, clear water, an unfillable void. It could be how they picture facts and accuracy, cold and solid. Bond and Power survey our surroundings. Their eyes are alert, but they seem relieved.
There.
I see truth, there in the center. They are broken and shattered. I move closer, my footsteps echoing in the void without dying entirely. Even sound can't hide in here.
Come, Power. Let us proceed.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Sorry. To my surprise, the two of them join hands. Bond begins to sway to a beat that I can't hear. Power joins a moment later. Soon the sway has become a foot-pounding, heart-shaking dance. Do I hear drums in the distance? The dance quickens, the movement of limbs blurring until the two aspirations are almost indistinguishable from each other. The drums grow louder, joined by a chanting that seems to come from the empty air just over my shoulder. Egregor picks up the broken shards of truth in a kaleidoscopic whirlwind of color and substance.
It's working. Keep your distance. This may be...
A new sound emerges, a low vibration, a hum coming from the statue itself. Give me an animation. Yeah! Sorry.
Hello, Truth.
Silence reigns in the cave. The new figure stands before me, regarding me with cool eyes. I hope Bliss was right, that they know where my mother is. The aspiration stirs. Bliss, Bond, Power. They're all here.
I am truth. I am the eye that sees, the unveiled, the watcher in the dark. And I am whole, once more. Thanks to you, Harmony.
That name again. It's no matter.
You're welcome. But please, my mother, Ursula Beauclair, do you know where she is?
My memories remain out of reach, shattered, like my cell. Although I cannot tell you where your mother may be, I do know her fate is entwined with that of Chaos, and that it was Chaos who incapacitated me.
Is chaos an aspiration? There's a character that I've seen a clip of, not a clip, I shouldn't say that, like a screen grab of, and I was like, I don't know who this character is, but I'm probably gonna love them, and it might be Chaos. Bliss is sitting on the ground, visibly annoyed by something. Bond seems to be uncomfortable, but Power stands and begins pacing, almost marching.
This is outrageous. We have tolerated this charlatan's exploits for far too long. I've told you before, Chaos would be the death of us. Always scheming and plotting against their own kin. They may have a maze, but I have an army. I'll flush him out in no time.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
No. Such violence would only widen the rift that already threatens to tear Reverie apart.
Right?
We need to listen
Right?
to each other. Please, Harmony. Our kin Chaos retreated to their endless maze shortly after Truth disappeared. Now we know why.
That maze. Is it impenetrable?
It's a labyrinth of trickery and tomfoolery built by a coward. I'd go in there myself, only
Only we cannot enter an aspiration's domain without being invited.
and that charlatan will never let us in. They will refuse to fight face to face.
Someone in chat went, ooh, tomfoolery?
That's enough. Chaos may be unbound, but the secret to their return is consensus, not division.
Bond is correct. War is an engine of strife, and in direct opposition to our needs. And may I remind you, we have other matters to attend to. Our realm lies in tatters, a shadow of itself. Glory refuses reason at every turn. We must decide where our attention is most required.
I need to remind them of my own goal.
I have to find my mother. For the sake of my own family.
Did I speak too frankly? They seem surprised.
I hope you understand.
Certainly. It is the logical choice. But I would suggest that a search for Chaos and a search for Ursula may well be one and the same.
I don't understand. Why would they be linked? What aren't you telling me?
Not a single one of them can look me in the eye! Another secret, another closed door I need to pry open with my bare fingies.
I may have a mutually beneficial solution. May. As I say, my memory remains treacherous. Go home. Await the coming of tomorrow. And we will see if fate guides us true.
You know what'll be the most interesting thing? This game has already been very interesting with how it plays out. The most interesting thing to me would be replaying this game and seeing if you have different options. Like, if you're able to pursue different aspirations from the go or not. Probably not, because you still have to find them in the story, but that sort of stuff would be interesting.
Fate.
The laugh escaping my throat hurts.
Fate is an easy word to throw around. I'll wait for tomorrow.
I am pleased.
The other aspirations look set to launch into their own sales pitches, but I've made up my mind. I bid them farewell, close my eyes, and plunge back down the rabbit hole to Brittle. I love the idea of being like, our world's falling apart. You're the only one that can help us. Your mom tried. She failed. So it's your job now. And you're like, cool. Bye. And you can just blink out and just be gone. You're like, see ya! And just close your eyes and wake up back in your world. I guess they can follow you, though. Is her mom Chaos? I don't think so. Our mom, it sounds like, was a past Harmony. So it sounds like being Harmony is something that can be, like, passed on to, like, help keep the ambitions in balance. Our mom tried to do it, and something went super wrong. And I don't know if something went super wrong because she was, like, Because she did like what we were just talking about a few minutes ago, where she was like constantly going for chaos, the same way that we were like, if we constantly go for bliss, we know that's not going to be correct, right? Like that's not going to be the right outcome, because harmony is not just one thing. Harmony is, you know, finding peace with everything. So maybe our mom just went too hard on chaos. It's you know, it's queen shit, but like, and now she's missing, so. No, there's a character who looks chaotic in the screenshots, and so I was like, probably chaos. I'll be shocked if this character isn't chaos. Oh, we're at the top of the hour. Oh my god, that went by so fast. I'm gonna because we just finished an act, so we'll finish this up, and then when it's like new act, then we'll wrap. I'm back at the Naiads. Traveling between the two realms is always a brief and uneventful affair, but I'm not alone. Something fogs my vision, a popping, crackling sensation that could only be.
Well, that was a pretty
bitch!
mess,
I
wasn't
knew it! Look at this person. I knew it! Okay, anyways.
Chaos. I don't understand. Bond said you were hiding, so how are you here? Now?
Hiding? I'm not hiding. I'm out here relaxing. Taking a load
crush
off,
unlocked.
escaping the rat race. You've seen the others. Can you blame me? Doesn't mean I can't talk to you, though, you lucky thing.
But why? Why won't you work with them then?
Because they've got it all wrong, you see? I am chaos, as much as truth is truth and power is power. They aren't just names, my dear. I'm not hiding from you. I'm just in a place that requires effort to reach. Live your life by my name. I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
That's 100% what our mom did.
Bye-bye for now.
And they're gone, taking their riddles with them. Live your life by my name. They're offering me another path. Whatever's coming my way, I need a sleep, dude. It's late, and I'm tired and anxious about whatever truth has planned for tomorrow. Time to eke out whatever rest I can manage. This is the heart screen! It shows the number of crystals you've collected throughout the story. Aspirations need egregore to extend their influence over Brittle. Collecting their crystals fills up the gauge that represents their need for egregore. You can press H to open this screen at any time. Fulfilling an aspiration's need for egregore completely will change Atina's destiny. Will you choose a champion, or will you try to maintain balance between the forces ruling both Reverie and Brittle? They're like, it's not a dating sim, okay? You're not smooching any of them. You're just hanging out with some of them more often than others, okay? Chat's all like, sure. We saw this person in, I think, in Truth's cutscene, right? So we've got Glory. That's Glory. Okay. So we've got one left, one aspiration left. So Bliss, Power, Bonds, Truth, Chaos, and Glory. The things that people want. Whatever you say, game. I'm glad there's a visual indication that your efforts are paying off. Yeah. Except, like, I didn't expect to have so much of Bond. 13 Bond and only 9 Bliss, dude. I can see why when someone was like, I've played this game 3 times already. I see why. I'm really curious, like, what happens if you go hard on Power, like, right at the start, you know? Because Bliss hung out with us a lot at the start of the game. Would Power be the one who's hanging out with us if in the very first act we were like, all right, we're doing all the Power options, you know? We sold out Bliss for Bond by accident! I didn't mean to. I wonder if there's meaning for which aspirations are on the opposite side from one another. Like, power and chaos seem to be at odds. Well, yeah, but also Truth was saying, like, if we do what power wants to do, power inevitably creates strife, and strife fuels chaos. So, like, different aspirations sort of give power to other aspirations or make things easier for other aspirations. So it might be kind of like complementary colors almost, if you want to think of it that way. Like, they're not the same thing, but they can fuel one another, right? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh. Oh, no. Okay, so there's one that's just Bond. There's one, a clear victory, a collective win, or reveal a hard truth. Interesting. Interesting. I want to play more of this game really bad. This is really cool. To be honest, like, I didn't know anything about this game before I was approached about doing a sponsored stream for it. And now I'm like, what? This game is so cool. I see them as opposites. Power can be about control. Chaos can be about letting loose. So it could be read in many different ways. I guess that's true. If you read it that way, then it's like bliss can be like attained through ignorance, whereas truth can make you miserable, right? Sort of a thing. Like, at least you know the truth, but also the truth isn't very... It can be freeing, but it can also be taxing, right? And the more taxing your life is, the less you can just sort of remain in bliss. That's true. I think you're right. I think you're meant to read it as opposites, because then glory and bonds are opposite of each other, right? And you could argue that, like, glory is sort of a selfish thing, whereas bonds are you're trying to, like, lift others up alongside of you, you know? Interesting. This game is super cool. This is a super cool game, dude. Yeah, so this game came out on the 8th. I believe it's going to be coming out on PlayStation and Xbox on the 22nd, which already happened. Wait a sec. Was it the 22nd? Yeah, it's out, guys. It's out on everything because it's the 29th now. I know the month and what day of the month we are on. It's fine. So, yeah, if you would like to check out this game, there is a little bloopy underneath my stream. There is also a link that you can find in our command, ! Sponsored. If you enjoyed this, I enjoyed the heck out of this. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that we wound up playing this. I think this was really fun for us as a channel. It was very much like in our wheelhouse, you know. But yeah, thank you, Don't Nod, for sponsoring us. I appreciate it very much. Let's read everything off really quick, and then I gotta go be a mama. Amarian did a Valentine and said, I'm going to an excavation for a week. Pray for me so I don't get cursed or find the Ark of the Covenant. I believe in you, Amarian. We'll miss you, but I hope you have a blast. Raid leader is grabbed for M. Croft. Oh! Oh. Making a cool hat, it looks like. Sick, okay. So let's read off our activity feed, and then I'm going to get going. Fedori, thank you for the 42. Hazrar for the 75. Never Normal for the 23. Willwall for the 77. Lego Brainiac for the 19. Exhibit Pimp, thank you again for all of the gifted subs. Welcome to the Cat Gang, guys. Vineth for the 10. Ampersand for the 100. Mail Malay for the 67. Dojums and Brett, thank you very much for the gifted subs, guys. Welcome to the Cat Gang. To anybody who has gifted a sub today, double check who gave it to you. Say thank you. It's very sweet. Brantos, thank you for the 30. Sir Servo for the 77. Stressed Lemon Zest for the 40. Shelf Loathing for the 70. Bernstein for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much for subscribing. Jaws for the 38. Junior's Junior for the 32. Sandpage for the 2 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much for the support and the love. I appreciate it. Arnar for the 91. Hemiolic for the 49. Arnar for the gifted subs as well. Thank you so much, buddy. Poldy for the 66. Octo for the 86. Teviston for the 76. Crimson for the 43. Equinox for the 11. Metanem for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. And Black Saber for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you guys very much. Jeannie! Jeannie's there too! Jeannie, I miss you. Jeannie, I love you. Jeannie, you're the best. I want to give you a smooch. That's the best I got. That's all I got. Okay. M. Croft, making a hat? Making a cool headband? I don't even know. Go say hi, spread love, spread joy. Thank you very much again to Don't Nod for sponsoring our stream today. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. We've got Deadbeats tonight if you're looking for something to watch. And otherwise, I'll see you guys on Sunday, because tomorrow I'm doing a parent event. Whoop, whoop.